What's up guys, it's Legend X Ronin, and today I want to discuss the topic of Street Fighter 3 possibly being remade. Now this is something that I've been thinking about since that awesome teaser that we got at the end of Street Fighter 5's story DLC A Shadow Falls that teased towards the rise of Gill, and also is something that I've been discussing with a lot of friends lately. After seeing this scene, it made me wonder if the point of this teaser was the tease towards a possible remake of Street Fighter 3. So in this video, I will be discussing whether or not a remake is something that could possibly happen and how it could happen. So let's jump right into this discussion. Okay, so for starters, let me tell you guys my exact thoughts on what kind of remake I'm thinking if they were to actually remake Street Fighter 3. Now initially I was thinking more in the terms of making a whole other game based around the events of Street Fighter 3 and retelling its story. Personally, I think that would be the initial response after seeing the teaser at the end of Street Fighter 5's story DLC A Shadow Falls, where it teased towards the rise of Gill, and then the setups that we got during Street Fighter 5 that will eventually lead to events that will happen during Street Fighter 3. But as we all know, that's not the normal route that Capcom tends to take with Street Fighter games. Normally we can expect many iterations of a game like how Street Fighter 4 had Super Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition, where they'll normally just add more characters and different features to the game. In a recent article from Uber Gizmo, the brand manager of Capcom, Brian Ayers, had said that they had plans on making Street Fighter 5 last the whole console generation, which is pretty much what they did for the most part with Street Fighter 4, so we can only expect the same thing with Street Fighter 5 then. In that case though, what would be the point of hyping up the return of Gill? Well, I'm beginning to think that maybe we could possibly see another story DLC added to the game. Okay, so hear me out on this. Capcom plans to try to keep the game running for a whole console generation, which would probably be about 6 to 8 more years of content that they'll have to supply for the game. With that being said, they're going to add in more DLC characters and more features to the game, along with possible reiterations of the game like a Super Street Fighter 5 or Ultra Street Fighter 5. As the game stands now, I think a lot of people will already agree that it's missing a few things, so seeing a reiteration of the game with more features shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. So I feel that getting something like another story DLC is definitely something that's possible. If you want to keep the game going for years, you're going to have to be able to constantly supply more content to the game to draw back people over the years that the game has been released. Now as we already know, Street Fighter 3 is the furthest point in terms of timeline in the game series. So due to that, it wouldn't surprise me if they felt the need to retell the events of what happened or give further detail to the characters that were a part of that time frame. As you guys have already seen, they've already brought back characters such as Alex, who's supposed to be the main character in Street Fighter 3, and Urien, who is Gill's brother and also someone who poses a serious threat. This also set us for Sean to begin training under Ken, and how Chun-Li met the young Chinese girl Li Fen in Street Fighter 3 that happens during A Shadow Falls story DLC in Street Fighter 5. With that being said, I feel like there has to be a reason for this and teasing Gill at the end of the story. So I feel that doing another story DLC along with adding more of the Street Fighter 3 characters will allow them to reintroduce these characters while telling more about them through this new story system without actually remaking Street Fighter 3 entirely. This will also allow them to jump right into a new storyline for the next game that could progress into the story in the series by continuing the events of what happens after Street Fighter 3. Now of course this is just my thoughts and opinions on the whole thing, like it's just speculation, so I could always be wrong. For all you know, they could just remake the game along with Street Fighter 5, though I don't really see this being something that will actually happen, but then again, you never know. Regardless, I'm happy to see that Gill is going to make a return in the game. He's definitely my favorite final boss in the series due to his unique gameplay and his awesome super arts in the game. I mean, who didn't think that this was cool?
Let me read the lesson. Kneel before
Alright,
your master.
that's cool.
So, what do you guys think about the idea of possibly seeing Street Fighter 3 being remade or having its story DLC being added as DLC for Street Fighter 5? Do you think this is something that could possibly happen? What plans do you think they have after the teaser we got at the end of Street Fighter 5, and are you excited to see Gill make a return to the series? Be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop me a like, I would really appreciate it, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button for all things Street Fighter. This is Legend X Ronin, and I'll see you guys later.